You know the feeling. You have a massive goal in front of you, something you genuinely want to achieve, but instead of executing, you sit paralyzed, scrolling on your phone or staring at the wall. This friction is a mechanical byproduct of two programs competing for the same neurological resources. Two distinct parts of your mind are actively fighting for control, and the resulting drag is what exhausts you. To solve this, we are going to use a technique from Neuro-linguistic Programming called parts integration, also known as the visual squash. By the end of this exercise, you will merge your internal saboteur with your highest ambition, forcing them to work together as a single, efficient unit. So hit pause, find a quiet chair where you won't be distracted for the next 5 minutes, and identify one specific conflict you are actively struggling with right now. As long as your mind remains divided, your willpower has a strict expiration date. We need to get your internal drives pulling in the exact same direction. First, we have to isolate the combatants and give them titles. Call the side of you that wants to crush your goal the goal part. Call the side of you that wants to stay comfortable on the couch the problem part. These internal drives function as independent software loops, separate from who you are at your core. They represent specific background programs, currently prioritizing comfort over exertion. Let's pull those programs out of your head. Hold both of your hands out in front of you, palms facing up. Mentally place the problem part into your left hand and the goal part into your right. Close your eyes. Look closely at that problem part resting in your left hand. Give it physical traits. Notice its exact shape. Feel how heavy it is. Notice if it feels cold, and listen for a specific sound. Now, turn your attention to your right hand. Do the same for the goal part. Assign it a distinct visual shape, a weight, and a texture. Moving these abstract thoughts into your physical hands strips away the emotional weight. You are no longer overwhelmed by anxiety. You are simply managing two physical objects sitting right in front of you. This system relies on one foundational NLP assumption. Every behavior, regardless of how it manifests, has a positive intent behind it. Ask the problem part in your left hand, "What do you want?" It might answer, "I want to avoid the gym." Then ask it, "Suppose you had that, what would that get for you?" Keep asking that question. If I skip the gym, I conserve energy. If I conserve energy, I feel comfortable. Keep climbing the ladder until you hit a core human value, like happiness or safety. Now execute the exact same interrogation process with the goal part in your right hand. I want to go to the gym. Why? To get fit. Why? To be healthy. Follow that chain up, and you will eventually hit the exact same destination: happiness and safety. Do not move forward until you clearly see this intersection. You must recognize that both the ambition and the resistance are fighting for the exact same ultimate result. These parts are actually allies, using incompatible strategies to try and give you the exact same thing. Because these parts share a master goal, they can now trade resources rather than fight for dominance. Look down at your hands. The goal part has discipline and energy. The problem part has imagination and understands your need for rest. Acknowledge that each part possesses a resource the other needs in order to succeed. It's time to execute the visual squash. Slowly begin moving your two hands toward each other. Only move your physical hands as fast as your brain can actually visualize these two distinct shapes blending together into a completely new single object. If you aren't a visual thinker, focus on the physical sensations. Feel the differing weights and temperatures equalizing. Listen to the distinct sounds harmonizing into a single chord as the gap closes. Once your palms finally touch, interlock your fingers. Clasp your hands tightly together and pull them firmly into your chest, locking that new, unified part inside you. Merging these parts turns the friction of resistance into the momentum of ambition. Your mental operating system is now calibrated to a single directive. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. Now, immediately think about that original task you were putting off. Observe any changes in the texture of that original resistance. It often feels lighter, smaller, or more distant once the internal conflict is resolved. Your conscious ambition and your unconscious safety mechanisms are now aligned and pulling in the same direction. Use this physical tool to squash any future conflict that slows you down. Subscribe for more NLP frameworks. Now, get back to work.